Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Man killed, teen injured in Portmore gun attack. A man was shot to death and a 17-year-old youth injured during an attack by a gunman at the home in Brayton Meadows in Portmore, St. Catherine on Wednesday afternoon. The dead man has been identified as 20-year-old Nashon Lewis, otherwise called Eddie, and Crawman. The injured teen is a student. It was reported that around 1:30 p.m., the two males were among other people sitting inside the house when they were pounced upon by a man. Police said the man opened gunfire, hitting Lewis in the upper body. The teen was shot in the leg. They were assisted by residents to hospital, where Lewis was pronounced dead and the teen admitted in serious but stable condition. Police were still in the area up to late in the afternoon. The attack follows the shooting of 4 men, one fatally, at a car wash in the same community on Monday. In that attack, 3 gunmen stormed the venue, opened fire on the 4, and escaped. Superintendent Hobson Nicholson, who is in charge of the operations for the St. Catherine South Division, said the police are probing whether the shootings are related. Not sure they are as yet. Investigations are ongoing, he told reporters. Cops seek Uncle Damon following St. Anne's shooting. Police have launched a manhunt for a man known as Uncle Damon, following the shooting death of another man in Parton in Ultra St. Anne Tuesday morning. The injured man has since been admitted to hospital. Reports reaching reporters are that around 6:25 a.m., the two men had a dispute over a shop. It is understood that during the dispute, the now injured man was threatened that he would be killed. Police said the man left and reportedly returned with a firearm a few minutes later. Several shots were fired, hitting the now injured man in his abdomen and left hand. The shooter, the police said, escaped in a grey Toyota Axio motor car. The injured man was assisted by residents to hospital, where he was admitted in stable condition. Following investigations, police have been seeking Uncle Damon, who they believe can assist in their probe. Warmington, PNP councillor caretaker clashed during Portland tour. There were heated exchanges on Wednesday as Government Minister Edward Warmington insisted People's National Party PNP councillor caretaker for the Fellowship Division in Portland, Colin Bell, should not accompany him on a tour of the area. Warmington, who is the minister without portfolio with responsibility for works, stated that he does not tour with caretaker candidates or councillors and that the only political representative should be there was the Member of Parliament Anne-Marie Valls. "You don't follow my tour. Caretakers are not recognized in the Constitution of Jamaica. I don't tour with councillors caretakers regardless of their party. I am touring with the Member of Parliament. If you want some information, then ask her. This is not a political tour," Warmington told Bell. But Bell hit back, stating that he is a Member of Parliament aspirant and that he is also a citizen of Jamaica who has an interest in what goes on in Fellowship Division. However, Warmington counted says Bell should keep his interests at his yard while questioning who invited the PNP representative on the tour. "I am a citizen of Jamaica and I want to know what is happening. Close your eyes if you don't want to see me. I am here. This is a Government of Jamaica tour. May I share my interests?" Bell insisted. Shortly after the verbal clash, Warmington told members of the media it was an unfortunate incident. "When I'm touring and looking at infrastructure, I tour with the people's elected representative. I don't want to tour with whether constituency or divisional caretakers or councillors. The Constitution does not recognize a caretaker. If a councillor caretaker or councillor wants to tour, let them tour with their Member of Parliament. Any representation to me has to come from the Member of Parliament, not the councillor nor the councillor caretaker," Warmington sought to clarify. The Fellowship Division is without an elected representative following the death of its former councillor, Erwin Lewis Brown, who died after contracting COVID-19 in 2021. Curfew imposing sections of Portmore St. Catherine. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in the Brayton Meadows and Reedspen communities in Portmore St. Catherine. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Wednesday and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Friday, May 5th. The boundaries of the Brayton Meadows curfew are north along McPherson Drive from the intersection with Orlington Road to an imaginary line running parallel to the gully below Brayton Meadows and 6 east approximately 146 meters. East along the gully that runs parallel to East Mid Street from Olidier Drive to the gully below Brayton Meadows and 6 east approximately 153 meters. south along an imaginary line running parallel to the gully below Brayton Meadows, and 6 east approximately 126 meters. West along Ollendore Drive from the intersection of McPherson Drive to the gully, running parallel to 6 East Mid Street approximately 133 meters. The boundaries of the Reedspen Curfew are north along an unnamed road from the intersection with Ollendore Drive running westerly to the intersection with Hibiscus Drive approximately 143 meters. East along an imaginary line from the intersection of McPherson Drive and Ollendore Drive running westerly to Hibiscus Drive approximately 152 meters. South along an imaginary line running north-south parallel to Ollendore Drive from the intersection with the unnamed road to the intersection with McPherson Drive approximately 422 meters. West along Hibiscus Drive from the intersection with the unnamed road to the southern boundary approximately 432 meters. During the hours of the curfew, all individuals within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Cocaine valued at $12 million seized at Norman Manley Airport, man charged. 48-year-old Alistair Christie of Above Rock, St. Andrew, and Ontario, Canada, has been arrested and charged in connection with the seizure of cocaine valued at $12 million at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston on Tuesday. Christie is charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, taking steps to export cocaine, and conspiracy to export cocaine. He is scheduled to appear before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday, May 9. The police report that Christie checked in at the airport to board a flight destined for Canada. According to the police, during security procedures, several abnormalities were detected, and Christie attempted to flee the airport. He was accosted and searched, and the cocaine was allegedly found on him. He was subsequently taken into custody. Christie was later charged following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. JUCC says no disruption in electric bus pilot. The Jamaican Urban Transit Company JUCC says its drivers are being trained in how to operate its new electric bus as its pilot program remains ongoing. The declaration came as the JUCC dismissed as false claim the sold electric bus being used by the company brought down on Tuesday. In a release, JUCC explained that the driver of the bus noticed an unfamiliar icon on the dashboard and reported the issue immediately. The driver was then instructed to power off the vehicle for a few minutes before restarting it. This action resolved the issue and the bus resumed operations. JUCC Corporate Communications Manager Cecil Toms told reporters that the driver acted out of an abundance of caution. He stated that training for drivers on how to operate the electric bus is ongoing. Given the fact that this is a new electric bus, which is new to our system, the drivers are in fact being trained and being sensitized. And the driver who was in the unit is one of the people who is being trained to drive the unit, he said. Tom said this is the first occurrence of this nature and noted that an investigation will be conducted. In February, the company started a 6-month pilot program on the first of the electricity-powered buses, which is added to its fleet. Tom said 4 more electric buses are expected to arrive next month to add to the JUTC's fleet and improve the efficiency within the company. These are buses that are a lot more modern. We don't anticipate that they will be breaking down because they are brand new, and so they'll be able to dispatch on roads, and as a result, there will be fewer wait times, he added. Over the next 2 years, the government will be procuring 200 additional electrical buses, as announced by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark during his 2023-2024 budget presentation. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.